But let's run through some of these issues that are really troubling people. You got babies being pulled away from their mamas at the borders. I believe we can have secure borders without scarring children. What do you think about the issue?
Absolutely. We can enforce the rule of law, which we should, and keep families detained together without any question.
I mean, just at an emotional level, isn't there something wrong in the human heart that would even allow something like this to happen in the first place?
Well, this is not a new thing. So this policy of separating families, parents from their kids is 3-4 years old. This predates President Trump.
But the acceleration of it is...
Absolutely. One of the reasons why I'm sponsoring legislation is to provide clarity for the American people on where I stand and where the vast majority of us have stood on the right and the left, which is that we should keep families together.
There's a Supreme Court vacancy coming up. I
heard about that.
Yeah, you may have heard about that. Yeah. Are there any deal breakers for you? If somebody were sitting, wanting to be a Supreme Court justice, and they said, I won't commit to preserving marriage equality, do they get your vote?
Well, listen, as opposed to going through all the hypotheticals, I'm going to wait until I find out who the candidates are and make some recommendations of my own.
Is marriage equality something that's important to you?
I don't have a litmus test on a specific issue. I'm going to look at the candidates, look at their overall body of work. I'm going to recommend Trey Gowdy be one of the folks that I would have a strong recommendation for him serving on the Supreme Court. I hope that the president will be open to that.
You can speak well for him. He's a co-author with you on a book about bringing the country together.
Absolutely.
So I think
he's incredibly fair, though. Republicans were angry with him because he was so clear, even with this administration. Democrats were angry with him because he was so clear with the previous administration. A guy who will call balls and strikes and not choose a side, even when he's an elected member at this time in our nation's history, that's hard to find.
Listen, people ask you a lot of tough questions because they think that you're fair, but people also ask you a lot of tough questions because you're an African American in a party that has a troubled history, at least recently in the past generation, with African Americans. And you yourself have been the target of some pretty nasty rhetoric. I just want to play really quickly. You on the Senate floor, you had voted for Jeff Sessions.
Yes.
And then you got hit with criticism, not just because people didn't like Jeff Sessions, but they didn't like you as a black person voting for Jeff Sessions.
You are a disgrace to the black race. You are an Uncle Tom Scott. You're for Sessions. How does a black man turn on his own? I left out all the ones that used the N-word. Just felt like that would not be appropriate.
Just talk a little bit about you as a human being, son of a proud mom, being subjected to that kind of rhetoric in your present position.
Yeah. One of the things I've had to learn to deal with as an African American who wants to be clear and concise even about my conservative underpinnings is that I get attacked on both sides. And it is painful. It hurts. Anyone who loses the sensations, they have this thick skin where nothing penetrates, that's problematic from my perspective. If I can't feel the sting when it's supposed to sting, if I don't cry when it's sad, if I'm not elated when it's good, that's not a good thing. Part of the problem that we have in this country is we become sometimes so desensitized to attacks that we cannot relate to those who are being attacked without a microphone. One of the reasons why I stand up, and even one of the articles I said, God made me black on purpose. I have the blessing, which is a burden of sometimes being black. This country is not always fair or good to black folk. The truth is that I have to endure at times things that others do not have to endure, but that makes me more sensitive to people who are trapped outside, carved sometimes purposely outside of opportunity, and how can I bring them into the conversation?
You've had this conversation and some conversations like this with President Trump.
Yes.
How do you judge whether you're making progress there? Some people want you to kind of be the racial Trump whisperer in some way, you know? How do those conversations go?
They're hard, they're painful, they're uncomfortable to sit in the Oval Office and have a conversation with the president about things that you strongly disagree about. He didn't change his perspective. I certainly can't change my perspective. Mine's educated by my experience, so that helps me. But the way it closed, I thought, gave me reasons to be hopeful. It closed with, Tim, I don't see what you see. What can I do to make things better? That was a shocking response. I was surprised after the conversation that his response was, help me see a better way. And my answer is always not for him to speak about issues in a way that he doesn't sincerely believe, but for him to actually do something. And our opportunity zones was the outcome of help me help other people, Tim. And I said, support my opportunity zone legislation.